So Brett, you did mention the eclipse and how we were going to work it into the opening, and so you've already kind of proven the point, right? Like the eclipse is seems to be a massive deal to some people. I keep having people ask me, what I'm doing for it and whether I wish I was still in Austin so I could be in the path of totality. Is like I didn't give it a whole lot of thought until I started getting like out of office messages like, "Oh, I'm not going to be at work next week because I'm eclipsing." It's like I don't get this whatsoever. This is not for me, but it's clearly a big deal to other people, and that happens sometimes in the world of sports, right? So for you, what is like your eclipse? What is the thing that like everybody seems to be talking about, everybody seems to care about that you do not care about at all?
For me, I mean, I'm keeping it, obviously, this could just be like a recency thing too, but it's the NIL and transfer portal stuff with college basketball. Like, I went up to the library and I was catching up with some old friends. Even one of the women I work at the library, like, made a comment about the kids getting paid now for the NCAA. And, like, everybody has an opinion on NIL and transfer portal now. Everyone has an opinion. Like, it's broken college basketball. It's like we have this collective amnesia of that college basketball, like men's college basketball is like this perfect thing. And then this stuff happened, and then now it's like infinitely worse. And it's like men's college basketball is a mess. The only thing that changed is the inflection point of where it got messy. So instead of dealing with like a player's AAU coach to get him on your team and possibly paying him under the table, you can deal directly with an agent and then promise them fake money from boosters. Like, what's the difference? Like, I don't understand. But everybody has an opinion. I cannot talk about college basketball without a coach or somebody in the industry or a friend or just a casual observer being like, "Oh, the kids are getting paid now. Look what it's doing to the sport." It's like, dude, that sport was ruined before this. They just changed how it's bad now.
Well, I would like to congratulate you on being the first person under 75 years old in the history to say, I went up to the public library to catch up with some friends. And so you're already off to a great start of where you're going to get the opinions that you're seeking and the peers in which you're going to receive them from. But I agree with the overall premise. Bagmen have existed forever. Now it exists in the open. I mean, I think it is better that it exists in the open, but the one and done ruined college basketball far more than NIL ever did. Like, as soon as we stopped knowing who these kids were every year and there was no continuity, and we went from like, oh my God, Garnett's a generational talent. Look at this kid going to high school, to 20 people, trying to do it within a year, graduating every single year. Then that's when college basketball eroded. And I'm not the first person, I won't be the last person. So why women's college basketball is starting to make a serious cut into like the men's basketball world. It's because the players stay and we know them and we build history with them and things like that. And so NIL is just going to make that worse because of the transfer portal and people like churning even more. And I think it's just like now we're just like fully in the skid.